I'm identifying the fact that different races have different smells. That's not racist. I've been in the porn industry for loads of 20 odd years, right? Okay. And I said that I charge extra to black women, right? Because I find if I want to set them for 4 or 5 hours, the smell they let off is off-putting towards me. It's not enough for me to not do it, but because it's harder for me to get through the scene, I charge a little bit extra than I would normally charge. And people had a meltdown saying, almost claiming that this smell does not exist. What are you talking about? And I'm saying there's a difference between the races and smell.
They can't smell it.
One of the questions asked said, how many black women has he slept with?
Too many.
Maybe 100.
100. Okay.
Yeah. 70 to 100.
Okay, you're in there.
So again, but I try to explain, and I don't want to say this in a derogatory way, like I try to explain to you. I relate it to a musky smell.
It's
because
warm, isn't it?
It's, no, because they're sweating. Like if you're in a bird for 20 minutes, this is the point I made. If it's for fun, and you just met a bird and you're for 20 minutes, sometimes you won't even notice the smell.
Do you know what you're smelling? You're smelling their odor mixing with the products. Because that's what it is.
Well, someone else said this to me.
It's the product.
Is that actually true?
That's what I said. It's the cocoa butter, right?
It's not.
No, but I'm talking about natural body odor, not the products they put the cocoa butter and the stuff, like, or the stuff they put for the afro hair.
No, what I mean is, like, if I use Radox and you use Radox, it might emit something a bit different because I've got like some miscellaneous. I've got a miscellaneous bloodline. So with my genetic debt, that's some stuff that I've got to deal with. But in the Western world, the fact.
With my genetic debt, what the fuck is this nigga talking about right now? Like when I heard him say that shit, I was so confused. Like with my genetic debt, that's some stuff I gotta deal with. What the fuck is this nigga talking about?
This stuff for Europeans.
For whites.
Radox wasn't thinking about, hey, I'm gonna go make this for Jaquan, because that's what it is.
Well, someone else said this to me.
It's the product.
Is that actually true?
That's what I said.
All right, so you guys know I just recently did a whole video on some other chick basically talking about how, like, you know, black people smell some woman, right? I don't need to play the video. You guys saw it already. She basically was talking about how, like, black guys smell and, you know, we have an odor that we can't really recognize. And you know, I had to run this through some of like my like Puerto Rican friends, and I'm like, yo, have you heard this story before? And they'll tell me, yeah, like I've heard. He's like, I don't think it's true, but I've heard people say this for a long time. They think like, you know, black people have a particular smell or a scent or something like that. And like I told you guys, I would argue out of all races, I think black people smell the best. Like we're the most, you know, cognizant of odor. You put cologne on. Sometimes I couldn't just be waking up. I take a shower. I'm not even going anywhere. I'll still put the DO on and spray cologne on me. Because just in case I walk out to go grab mail or go to 7-Eleven next door or something like that. Like if I walk past somebody, I want them to smell goodness. I want them to go, this nigga smell good. Like, so I'm like, I've never really. And when it comes to black women, like I've hardly ever met black women that have a bad odor. I'm just speaking for myself. Like it's almost rarely happened. I'm talking about black women from all over, straight out of Africa, black Colombian women. Like I don't run into black women that have a strong odor. Now I don't know if it's because I'm black myself, so I'm biased, but I'm Nigerian American. So it's like, and my parents are fresh out of Africa. So it's like, not fresh out of Africa, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like they come straight from Africa. So when I'm meeting other black people, these are people that's been inside of the Caribbean for hundreds of years. Like we're going to have different odors. And I'm just like, I'm not smelling this odor that y'all be talking about. So I'm like, is this just like a race thing where like, if you're racist, you just assume black people stink, or because you have a different upbringing, what you consider to be stink is not stink. Right? Because just like you guys always say, like white people smell like wet dog. I've just never smelled that. Even though I know the smell you guys are talking about, I don't actually think it smells like wet dog, but I think some white women do have that scent. And I've noticed that some Asian women have that same exact smell you guys talk about. And I just think it's dependent on the person. I don't even think it's a race thing. So, you know, I had sent this to one of my female friends, and she just wasn't feeling this post at all. She just didn't even want me to send shit like this to her. She was like, she's like, this nigga's just racist. Like, that's it. He doesn't like black women. Like, that's why he's talking like that. Because I was like, what is this smell you're talking about where you're like, black women stink? Or like, what are you guys talking about? Like, and I'm trying to understand, like, is this like a conversation that happens in like private? Like, you guys all feel this way, but no one speaks it out loud. Like what is this thing with black people having an odor? I've never heard this shit before in my life. Like what's the odor? What's it smell like? And one girl commented on my channel. She's like, "You guys, I have a boyfriend. He's black. Like that makes it better. He doesn't wash his dreads for 4 months, and they have a smell." I'm like, "Shorty, baby girl, when I had locks and I was growing my locks, I would never go 4 months without washing my fucking head. I'd wash my dreads every week. There was, what I'm saying? Like, you can't wash your dreads every day when you got dreads, but like, I'd wash my shits every week. Like that's what I'm always gonna run water through my shits, but I'm actually washing it, scrubbing the dead skin out. You know what I mean? I'm putting oils in my head. Like, I smell like a cocoa butter, shea buttered up African nigga wearing cologne. Like, I smell good. You know what I'm saying? So I can't even really, I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Let me see. I've never been with a black woman. I don't know the smell they give off during sex. They smell like cocoa butter and goodness. He sounds like he prefers his wet dog smell. Definitely does. Son Deadass said different races have different smells. I'm over here rolling. Different races have different smells because diets cause a smell. I wouldn't attribute it to race. Cultures. It's true, diet is a big factor. The food you eat will determine what you smell like. It's diet for the most part. I've been in Thailand and I've smelled girls with stinky butt. It smelled like any bitch that had a stinky butt. Fish coochie smell like fish coochie, bro. Doesn't matter what side. It doesn't matter what country you go to. If it smells like fish, it's fish. Colombia, I've smelled the same scent in Colombia as I've smelled in Thailand, as I've smelled in Florida, as I've smelled in upstate New York. All different races. All different. Right? Pennies, rusty penny smell, fishy smell, I think it's all person specific. It's the diet for the most part. It says garlic. Are you saying that black people smell like garlic? Diet. Black people are the only race that uses every hygiene product. Whites don't even use lotion. Yeah, nigga, that's what I'm saying. I'm Black American. That's not a thing. Stop letting the internet get to you. People say white people smell. I've dated Jewish, Italian, Russian, Slovenian, and it's not true. I had a white actually smelled good as fuck. She never had a scent on her ever in her fucking life. I've never smelled. If maybe there was one time her breath was off and it was barely off. It was like if you had like a meter of how bad her breath was, it was like maybe like 12%. Some of you niggas' breath genuinely smells like shit. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what race you are. Like, a dirty white girl can smell like Kraft cheese. However, a dirty Latina can smell like queso from Moe's Southwest Grill. I don't even know why I read that shit. Why did I read your nigga? Why did I read your comment, nigga? I can deal with queso smell from Moe's. I can't deal with Kraft cheese smell. Smelling like cheese is nuts. I smell like hamburgers and eggs. It says Section 8 Housing Authority. That's a funny ass YouTube name, bro. That's a funny ass name. It's probably mainly body odor, not vaginal odor. He probably is smelling body odor mixed with like products. I feel like that's, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man.
All right.
It's not.
No, but I'm talking about natural body odor, not the products they put the cocoa butter and the stuff, like, or the stuff they put for the afro hair.
What I mean is, like, if I use,
look at how this nigga even talking.
20 odd years, right?
Okay.
And I said,
let me just replay this shit.
that I charge extra to black women right? Because I find if I'm on set them for 4 or 5 hours, the smell they let off is off-putting towards me. It's not enough for me to not do it, but because it's harder for me to get through the scene, I charge a little bit extra than I would normally charge. And people had a meltdown saying, almost claiming that this smell does not exist. What are you talking about? And I'm saying there is a different.
He's got to be fucking on some African chicks from like straight out of Africa, and that's not to knock them at all, but it's just there's no way he's hitting no. He's not getting no high quality American black or any kind of black woman. He's got to be dealing with like trench body bitches. Like he's not like when you run into a real nice black woman, you smell the goodness they come with. It's damn, what you wearing, girl? Like, he's got to be running into some trench body, bitch. Like, the smell they let off is off, but like, you must be picking up some shit from out the trenches. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's between the races and smell.
They can't smell it.
I'm identifying the fact that different races have different smells. That's not racist.
All right, so one of the questions asked said, how many black women has he slept with?
Too many.
Maybe 100.
100. Okay.
Yeah.
100 black women. I tend to find that people that have strong commentary against black people love fucking black people. It's really interesting.
70 to 100.
Okay, you're in there.
So again, but I try to explain, and I don't want to say this in a derogatory way, like I try to explain to you. I relate it to a musky smell.
It's warm, isn't it?
It's no, because they're sweating. Like if you're in a bird for 20 minutes, this is the point I'm making.
Musky smell, bro. What type of women are you fucking on? Yo, I need somebody's got to break down the scientific, like, what are you motherfuckers smelling on black people that y'all be telling me that the smell is so strong, and where is this shit coming from? See, now I'm scared to hit up some exes. Like, I kind of want to get the question, like, yo, like, do a nigga stink? Do a nigga stink? Like, what are you smelling that y'all feel this way? On some real though.
If it's for fun and you just met a bird and you're for 20 minutes, sometimes you won't even notice the smell.
Do you know what you're smelling? You're smelling their odor mixing with the products.
I'm identifying the fact that
Radox,
different races have different
Radox.
smells.
It
That's
might
not
amazing.
racist. I've been in the porn industry for loads of 20-odd years, right? And I said,
What the fuck?
Different because I've got like some miscellaneous. I've got a miscellaneous bloodline. So with my genetic debt, that's some stuff that I've got to deal with. But in
The fuck is this nigga? He lost me. You were on point, bro. Finish your point without segmenting into some bullshit.
the Western world, the fact is Radox made this stuff for Europeans.
For whites.
Radox wasn't thinking about, hey, I'm going to go make this for Jaquan, because that's what it is.
Well, someone else said this to me.
It's the product.
Is that actually true?
You want to know what I said to one of my boys a couple of days ago? Because we were just talking about this shit just based on the other video I did. Do you know if you would have time traveled randomly 400, 500 years ago and you walked damn near anywhere on the planet, and I really want to say Europe, right? If you would have time traveled 500 years ago anywhere in Europe and just stood amongst some people, you would get hit with an odor so strong you might just die right there. I don't think deodorant became a thing until the 1900s. Could you imagine just zap and you're at like a town hall meeting or you're at church in the summertime and everybody's natural body odor is like, you might just die right then and there. And I'm almost certain, and I could be really, really wrong, I'm almost certain if you zap me anywhere in sub-Saharan Western Africa, they wouldn't smell that bad. They might have some stronger musky odor, right? But they wouldn't smell that bad, right? But if you put me anywhere in Europe, India, that smell would have been atrocious. I want to read on what motherfuckers smelled like 500 years ago. Motherfuckers been stinking for a long time. Okay? Niggas been stinking for a long time.
Who's
I like Kraft and cheese and white girls. I like Kraft and cheese and white girls too, bro. The cheese smell comes from body odor, not their vagina. He's smashing Uganda joints. I've had a couple Uganda joints too. They smell good. I don't. That's why I'm like, what is he messing with? I'm not smelling what he's smelling. So I you know what I'm saying? I don't even get it. I can't even make sense of it. Is this Europe pre or post war? If they snuck so bad, you mean stunk so bad? Why was Master creeping into the slave quarters so much, nigga? Because that nigga really stink. That nigga really stunk, nigga. I'm not gonna lie, man. Coming back into America, customs and it's people coming from the Middle East, customs baggage smelling like bounce that ass. I've never encountered the discomfort of having a human being within proximity of me as when I went to Thailand, and it wasn't Thai people. That's all I'm gonna say. Every time I'm walking amongst those motherfuckers, I gotta hold my breath. It's like, how do you walk around and smell like that? And y'all don't smell it. You don't smell it. You do not respect personal space. None of that shit. I was extremely judgmental of the Thai girls I would see with niggas like that. I'm like, if you would let, because I'm like, he's gonna be sweating all that, like he's gonna stink up the room. I'm like, you must need the money that bad that you would go with a nigga like that. And then some of them be like, hell no, I don't go with niggas like that. They stink. I'm like, yo, could you imagine 500 years ago, before they even had deodorant and like running water out of a faucet, what the motherfucker smelled like? Imagine you get zapped right in the middle of worship on a hot summer day. Niggas have been there for 4 hours, nigga. And you get zapped in the middle of them. And you got to sit there for 4 hours. You might die on the spot. You might evaporate right there on the spot, bro. He said he want to. I don't want to say nothing so bad. I'm just having a stream, nigga. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say none of that.